So my pick of the week is the goddamn Labour Party, which is just,
the UK Labour
oh
Party.
my God. Yeah, UK Labour Party, man. They are just killing me. So you had the Tory guy defected to the Labour, and man, Keir Starmer, you should have seen him. He wasn't, I don't think maybe the day he got to be anointed, he got knighted, he's Sarah as well. He was this happy, oh, hello, please come in. Oh, I love you, buddy. I love Tories. So he was welcome. In the same week, NEC, the Central Committee of the party, voted that whip is not restored to Jeremy Corbyn.
Jesus
so Jeremy
Christ,
Corbyn
nice.
is not part of the party still technically. So he might not be able to stand as a Labour candidate, if there's an election. Which is very fucked up. And it just shows that, they are winning. So in the same week, they're welcoming this conservative. They are kicking Jeremy Corbyn out pretty much.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, shit.
Yeah,
that's actually when you hear both of them together, exactly, celebrating this conservative switching over, and at the same time denying again.
I mean, it's so fucking.
Corbyn.
I mean, Keir Starmer is right now living in this delusion that the Partygate and all that, and maybe the Ukrainian crisis will lead to a situation where Boris Johnson's defeat is any but guaranteed. Kind of like, to be honest, the way Tony Blair became prime minister. But I'm not so sure. I personally still think Boris Johnson, even as a Labour person, I would say he's a better leader than just Keir Starmer. He's just such an ineffective fool.
Yeah.
And he's so happy that now he gets just to talk about, personal virtues and right and wrong.
No,
and
I'm
then,
with you
because
there.
And then while I was hating on the Labour Party, blast from the past, Tony Blair came back to my attention through this independent article. Political leaders can learn from Sir Anthony Blair's advice. Now, shall we read and see what is this mage's advice, this Mave's great advice?
Please,
really? Okay. Whatever the independence disagreements with Sir Tony Blair in the past, which are none, like Tony Blair was pretty much conservative, we applauded his efforts to play the role of an experienced advisor in a new way. In the old days, a former prime minister might have stayed in the House of Commons or moved up the corridors to the House of Lords to offer the nation the benefits of their wisdom and experience from those benches. I mean, what are you talking about? Like House of Lords, wisdom and experience, like a bunch of losers and failed sons and appointees, crooks, basically. This is one of the main ways you can, by the way, politicians, like prime ministers are corrupt in the UK is the, honors list. People lobby for that crazy. So Sir Tony offers these traditional values in a modern setting, creating an extra parliamentarian model, a foundation to exploit and build on his insight and understanding of government. Oh my God. Some of his advice has been offered occasionally controversially to foreign leaders keen to learn the lessons of public service reform. So now I get why this article was written, because this article just comes a week after Tony Blair's legacy was again, for the 100th time, was dragged through the mud because he gave advice to the Kazakh leader. Kazakh leader who was a dictator and all that. So that's why you're writing this. I get it now. Controversial, when they say controversial advice to controversial leaders, foreign leaders, that's a giveaway.
100%.
But in recent years, his most striking contribution has been to the policy debate in this country. Throughout the Brexit agonies, his was the most articulate and persuasive case for membership of the European Union. His was the most off-putting, and if he had any sense, he would have stayed out of that debate because, after the referendum, for pausing long and hard to consider the implications of the decision to leave. So, not, that turned out to be a great winner for the Labour Party. They lost all, like, the whole red wall collapsed because the Labour continued to be basically, oh, we don't know, maybe we have a second referendum, oh, we don't know. So yeah, thank you for that advice, Tony Blair. So yeah, he let Darwin. Yeah, he goes on to say that even in the COVID crisis, he did good. Boris Johnson tried to learn from him.
Yeah, they're constantly trying to rehabilitate this guy. I mean, I guess his image was never damaged like George Bush or something like that. But well,
no,
he also
was
had
in
a
the
pretty
UK.
bad damage. Exactly, he had a pretty bad reputation. And
Yeah,
then he was
was
also hit with the other scandals like few years ago with the.
All his life is a scandal, pretty much, because him
No,
and
but
his
I'm
wife.
thinking of the Cambridge Analytica stuff, right? Was he not involved in that too? Did he not take a hit then as well? Maybe I missed. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just there's so many controversies with him, personal, financial, political, and all that. But yeah, they keep trying to, as you say, rehabilitate him. The article ends with, it may be too late for Mr. Johnson to benefit much from the advice Sir Tony and his freelance think tank can offer. It's basically an advertisement for this think tank, because the other skill the former Labour Prime Minister retains is an acute understanding of British politics. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. And he thinks the ground is shifting under Mr. Johnson's feet. There is a group, quote, there is a group of people who may be back the Tories for the first time, who are having second thoughts. He tells us, has politics shifted? Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, look, even the way he talks is like a PR person. You see that there is a group of people who may be back the Tories for the first time, who are having second thoughts. Oh, how cool I am, I did the first, and now it's juxtaposition against the second. I mean, that was, so it reminded me how much I hate the Labour Party.
No, but I mean, I really, with this MP guy switching from the right to the left, I mean, I guess nobody thinks this way. This is fine why they're celebrating it, but this is not something I would celebrate that much, because it shows what a sham it is, right? This whole, like, this two-party systems. This guy didn't like how Boris Johnson behaved in this, like, personal, particular way, right? Nothing to do with, like, conservative ideology, point of views, policies. Based on that, he completely switched parties from conservatives to Labour, which, are supposed to be different, right? Like, so nobody asked themselves, so are these two parties the exact same? So, I mean, I find it a bit weird that they celebrated it so much. I would have stayed a bit quiet. You know what I mean? I guess it's not, I guess that kind of backlash, you don't receive it or something.
Look,
but
the Labour, this people with Keir Starmer and stuff, they are happier if they could have Tory voters instead of Labour voters. So I think that's why.
No, I mean, they just want to get votes. But I mean, I'm sure some people, some Labour, some Labour voters and stuff, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't look too good in their eyes, but I guess not. Because,
I don't know. Yeah, it seems very. I don't know.
I wouldn't celebrate it too much, because it just,
but they, I mean, I don't. Yeah, they don't seem to care about winning so much as holding on to the power within the party.
Yeah.
So I don't think they care, really.
Because it really shows, like, what a sham it is. You got pissed off with something that he did at a personal level, and you switched parties. I thought there were some serious differences between these two parties.
You were wrong.
But no, just so quick. Switch parties, and he didn't go from, like, being Labour to independent, or from being Tory to, like, a more right-wing one, or like independent UKIP. That would have been like, okay, but no. Join Labour. Okay.
Strange board.
But what about his own like the people who voted him in and stuff? Like, will they not vote him out? Like, maybe next time will they vote for him?
Next time. That's usually a lot of people that tend to switch parties tend to lose because
Yeah,
people tend to vote for their party,
parties. Yeah,
and
yeah.
he won't be able to stand as the Conservative Party candidate. But
I
then
mean,
again, he might
he
have.
switched.
I
Yeah,
think he's a new guy to the
or is he
party.
on
I think
loan?
he. Huh?
I said, is he on loan? You know how like football players go on loan for 6 months to a different team and then they come back. So, no, I'm
Oh,
joking.
there is a good chance. No, the thing is, I think he may be from the Red Wall, and I know he's a new member of the parliament, and he may be calculating that we're gonna, considering that Brexit is not an issue anymore, I might lose my seat anyway, so I better like open up my options. So that might be his calculation.
Yeah.
More than that, I think he saw a chance to be in limelight for 5 minutes, and he took it because of the whole crisis.
But yeah, but there'll be other chances. I don't know. I feel like this one was a bit of a funny one because those are the two things that came to my mind. One is like, I wouldn't celebrate too much, and then the second one, will you not get like, will you not lose the next time there are elections? I don't know.
There's a good chance. There's a good chance.
But yeah, but okay, let me wrap up with my pick of the week, which is best. So you did the worst, I did the best, and I probably mentioned this a lot, but the past month or two, as I've been into what's his name, Jordan Peterson, I've also been into Michael Sugrew's lectures on YouTube, and he's great. So he's a political philosopher. I'll show a little bit of footage of him here, and they've uploaded all of these lectures that he did in the 80s or 70s or something. I don't even know, maybe 90s. It looks like the 80s onto the YouTube channel.
It looks like 16th century, to be honest.
Yeah.
It looks like I don't know what it doesn't look like it was like even a video camera. It looked like one of these so, and then they put colors on it, so it's like, geez, it's so weird. I don't know
but
but
this guy
thank
is
God
great.
they recorded
he's read, it's as if he's read every political philosophy book out there, and he knows them all by heart. Like everybody in the comments section, like, wow, this guy has no notes. And in the case of his lectures, it is pretty impressive. Like sometimes you see why the person doesn't have notes, but
like Jordan Peterson. Yeah, no, he says that I don't use notes, and it clearly shows, man. It definitely shows you don't.
But anyway, Michael Sugrew's channel is great. I mean, every single political philosopher you can think of, he has a lecture. And I was listening to the one on Jean-François Lyotard this week. He's a it's called The Postmodern Condition, the name of this podcast, of this episode, or like video lecture. And based on what I got is that since he's a postmodernist, Jean-François Lyotard was kind of saying that this Enlightenment framework of like science and science being the basis of judging things, that's just one set, and they're like, you can judge things and talk about things in different paradigms. And then Michael Sugrew's, I believe, criticism of that was that, when you do that and you really take it to its full extent, then you just have people who don't agree on any points, like any similar points, so they're just talking past each other and they can't really talk to each other, based on what I got. But anyway, I just wanted to mainly promote the channel for anybody who's interested, but I only listened to it once. Just I don't even know if I finished that lecture the whole way, but anyway, Michael Sugrew's channel is really good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's good.
But he has another one. He has one on Hegel, and I feel like he's not a fan of Hegel. And the way he talked about Hegel,
really good.
I didn't also like. Hegel just seemed like, he wanted to solve everything about. Is Hegel like wanted like an answer to everything and anything, something like that, right? Based on what
dialectics is that. It's a bullshit. It's like, again, like it's ideology in the sense that it's all encompassing explanation.
Yeah. I think that's what I got from Michael Sugrew. And he was saying like, I congratulate him on having such a, not many people would dare to, tackle such a big and hard subtopic, but he says, but I think like many others before him.
Yeah. I mean, the part of Marx that I don't like is the Hegelian part.
And he was very influenced by Hegel, I think, no?
Yeah, very much. Yeah. I mean, he kind of makes Hegel much better in many ways. Because I genuinely think Hegel was a charlatan. Not a charlatan. Actually, that's not fair. I haven't read about his life, but he was not a. He was very much a liberal. Yes. But yeah.
I see. I didn't know much about him before this lecture, but yeah, Michael Sugru was kind of, yeah, he was kind of saying that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very
More or less.
biased. I came the first like I read Schopenhauer and his writings before Hegel. I don't think I've ever read Hegel, like his own writings.
Mm,
So I'm a bit biased in that sense. I came to know him through his enemies.
I see.
Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm not familiar with that at all. But yeah, I got to know him a little bit through Michael Sugru.